Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, it's time to get back to the bear. This is season 4, episode 9. Only 2 episodes left this season, and I am incredibly excited to see how we wrap these 2 up. A lot of stuff going on. It's going to be wild.
Yeah, they left us with some pretty major, I guess you could say, cliffhangers. We got the computer over at the bear with Jimmy pacing outside. Carmy's dropping off some stuff at Mom's house. I can't believe we only got 2 left.
Yeah, I can't believe we're at the tail end here of season 4. I know there's another season coming, but I'm really gonna miss the time that we had with this show. So and all of you, let's go.
Oh, is Lee gonna answer the door?
Hi. Hey, Mom. Hi.
This awkward hug.
Are you in a hurry? Then can you sit for a second?
Yeah, I gotta get back to that.
But
Oh,
let me just a second.
there you go, Carmy.
Oh.
Just give her a minute.
I'm in the kitchen.
Okay.
This is big for him. I know there's a
Back
ton of
to
history
Jimmy
there.
pacing. I like the way they're shooting this.
Hey, Sid.
He wanted to be called Jimmy. Remember that?
Yep.
I let you down. You know,
I fear it's the other way around.
the businesses in the world give the most amount of joy. I try to anyway, right? Unfortunately, they're all just the shitty ass businesses.
Restaurants,
Movies.
the theater. Oof. I should probably get back inside though. Just
It has been a real pleasure. Watch you grow or whatever the fuck.
you
there.
do not have to
I
say
mean,
that.
it said watching you step up. I cannot imagine how hard that must be with my fucking nephew.
This conversation is so weird after what she told Shapiro.
I know, right?
Hardworking motherfucking professional, and you're good to everyone. You know, I mean, I don't know why you're still even.
Speaking of, oh gosh, should have took the job.
Oh, look at that.
You're not wrong, but I don't
It's
know.
my mess.
I'm here.
And there's my point. Be very happy with the way you turned out.
Oh,
Big
Jimmy.
compliment. And why is Jimmy talking like we're closing down tomorrow?
Yeah, turning the hose off of the money.
Well, I think maybe he doesn't know what, the conversation between Sugar and Computer, and Sugar saying like, no, we'll make it work,
Or maybe I'm just projecting that we're doing all right, God, Carmy looks like he's in a fucking horror movie right now.
Yeah. Looks terrified.
Oh, the
Oh,
old wallpaper.
Fishes.
A lot of memories at the table,
Probably a lot more bad than good, but memories nonetheless.
Dehydrated grapefruit and back, right? As well.
Yeah. Shit, I'm out of malt powder. You want to go downstairs and grab some?
Yeah.
Cool.
Luca, just an ultimate team player.
You need them right now?
I mean, yeah, or I can't sell the house, dude. Wash your hands.
Talk about timing.
You remember him?
No, I don't think so.
Uncle Dan?
No.
Nah. Jagoff.
No.
Uncle John, also a Jagoff. What about her?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
remember-
I recognize her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also a Jagoff.
What are we doing here?
Right?
That's Unc.
Yeah. With his first wife.
Ah, Jimmy.
He said you were helping him with something?
Mm-hmm.
Well, where is he going?
Oh, downsizing. Condos. Yeah. Hot stuff. I actually think it might have been this woman's house. She made me lunch.
Huh. Like a red sauce?
And it's going to sound disgusting, but it was sort of like mayonnaise with fish.
Tonato.
Tartar sauce.
Tonato.
Name of
knows.
the episode.
Delicious. Looked disgusting.
Mikey.
Yeah, good times.
Right.
Sarcasm.
Oh, phew.
The way they're able to work in there.
Yeah.
Mom,
It's fine. I'm not. I'm fine. I'm fine.
okay, I just wanted to come get you
I
the
know.
stuff and then...
I know.
Why are you nervous?
Because I think about you. I think about Natalie and Richie and everybody.
Oh, she is going through it.
Mom.
No.
Well, remember what Lee said. She's been trying to talk about, or trying to get it out.
Yep.
Just stay right there. I'll be right here. So,
Carmy's really nervous because she has zero idea what's happening.
you're all grown up, and you're this guy, and I'm happy for you. And I made things bad, and I was awful.
Mom,
and
we don't have to.
Carmen, I was
we don't-
so mean, and I wrote some things down.
Oh boy.
Oh,
I'm sure it's.
I wanted to let you know that I know these things and that I feel these things, and I wanted to tell you a little.
This is huge for the relationship.
I felt lost. I felt alone. I was sad. I was awful to my family. I did drink. I lied.
oh.
And then it says, I'm sorry, like 25 times.
What a huge moment for her.
It's a big breakthrough.
Because I'm sorry, Carmen. I'm so fucking sorry. I hear about what you do. And I know I failed. Because I didn't do that. And I hear
Oh, Carmy.
about your life from other people. I don't know you.
That's.
Wow.
I did that.
What a moment.
I know that my saying this doesn't mean anything, that I'm trying, and it's my fault. What happened is my fault. I didn't know how to help him, Carmen. I didn't know what to do. I probably made it worse.
She's taking guilt.
I know that by saying that I know these things doesn't make it better. It's just, Carmen, my heart's broken. My heart is just broken.
She's kept that inside for so long.
And I know that there's love there. I know there is because I know what I feel. I'm trying to. I have been sober almost a year, and I know that's not a lot. And I am trying to apologize, and I'm trying to make things better. I'm here asking if I can be part of your life.
Here we go.
Man, look at Carmy.
I know I never said it enough. I love you, Carmen. You're my baby bear, and I love you, and I'm so sorry. I just didn't say it enough. I just didn't.
Wow.
I'm sorry I wasn't here. Just hear me. I love you. Okay?
Okay.
Huge, huge steps these two just took to mend whatever relationship was left.
I think I need some sugar. I'm having a low blood sugar moment.
You hungry?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know what? I'll make you something.
No.
You just sit there. I'll make something nice.
Ma.
What?
I'm gonna make you something to eat. Okay?
Oof, what a moment. It's a freaking acting clinic. Oh,
These two just crushed that. Both of them.
I'm not trying to fuck this up. Congrats. Officially sold.
Second time.
What's up, man? I'm Chester, obviously.
Why are you being weird?
Dude, you're being weird.
Congrats, man. That's cool.
Yeah, dude. Pretty cool. All right, I gotta take a call. All right, so I'll come back and kick it. Maybe I'll help. We'll make some donuts or
I'll
something.
see you later.
All right.
Did I do something to upset him?
Absolutely not. Okay.
he was like, who's this big handsome man in the kitchen?
Pretty much.
Imagine a world in which you replicate this operation in another area. You get a commissary kitchen and you place it somewhere in the middle.
You are saying 3,
I am.
but you said keep it small.
3 is small.
For now.
Yeah.
We bundle them together and we get a big discount. Well, you're going to need a consigliere.
Consigliere.
Yeah, no, you know, it's like Robert Duvall.
And that would be you?
Very good idea.
I think we need to discuss.
You mean now?
You want us to do it in front of you?
Okay, well, I'll just go outside and make a few calls.
Well, I kind of got to discuss it with.
Yeah. I like the idea, though.
Yeah. You make all the food in one spot, then you just distribute it.
This guy's a pimp. I know money when I see it, all right? This guy knows what he's
You know money
talking.
when you see it. What happened with the bouncy house?
Jess, you do me a favor. You fire a pasta course to test.
Yeah, chef. Hey,
Yes, chef.
will you fire me a pasta course to test, chef?
Absolutely, chef.
Oh, Luca figure out something?
No, Luca's going to time her without her knowing. Oh, Jess is doing it. Maybe like when the pressure's off, she works faster, maybe.
Yeah, she's probably had it down the whole time. She just needs to doesn't need to worry about a timer.
Yeah, just do your thing.
Yeah, because look at her go.
Yeah.
You want some salad, pasta?
No. I mean, you know what? I think there's a chicken in there. You got to rinse it for salmonella.
All right, you rinse it. I think you're gonna get fucking salmonella all over the place.
Good to know.
Oh, pulling when he was beginning. Yeah.
Yep.
Go, Tina. There you go.
And hit the timer.
Yeah,
By the way, she didn't think once.
she doesn't know.
just did it.
Yeah, she doesn't even know.
Reactionary is what I'm trying to say.
Chef.
Thank you, chef. Will you drop that on the pastry table?
Yes, chef.
Show us.
Crushed it.
Yep,
Yeah.
look at his face.
Crushed it.
Oh, it's a good thing we have the ringers.
I'm surprised Tina didn't hear the beep.
Yeah.
So we don't have to.
I just didn't expect him to be that sick.
And neither did we. Neither did we, to be honest.
Tall and shit. He's like nice too, which is stupid. It's all good. I'm chilling. I'm good.
You're
good.
very nice. Listen, I think, for me, like, there are more people who can be there.
I agree. I agree
jealous.
with that part.
Yeah.
I've also had a tough year.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's fine.
How are you doing?
I don't know.
To speak to Chef Carmy without his blessing.
No, of course.
But what I have his blessing, I think we can create opportunity.
Did I just hear a we?
We.
We are very interested in your services.
This could be the beginning of a very beautiful friendship.
Beautiful friendship. Humphrey Bogart, Casablanca.
Yes.
Boom! Right there. And that was a little bit of a delay when she took the plate over and everything else.
Yeah. You could probably shave 7 seconds.
Yeah, it was probably like 250, 245.
Ah, awesome tea. There we go.
Carmy carrying Diamond Dave's box for him.
DD.
Diamond, Jesus Christ.
What a song.
Is this Pearl Jam?
It's Eddie. I don't know. I'm sure it's Pearl Jam, but it's Eddie.
That's my question. Apparently, my problem was never with Eddie Vedder.
You just need to tell him, hey, Eddie. Is this Mike's room? Would have been interesting to see if Punisher.
Find a random comic book in there.
Yeah.
Tucked away. God, Oak is going to go down the biggest Eddie Vedder rabbit hole. I cannot wait.
Oh, the green sweater from Claire.
Holy shit,
You guys
that
didn't
is.
catch that right away.
Yeah, Claire's green hoodie. Green hoodie or sweatshirt.
I've completely forgot about Claire and wanting her sweater.
You're the computer? The guy who helped Ibrahim with his project?
The computer.
Very interesting first name.
You don't have a nickname?
I have a nickname.
What is it?
I'm going to tell you.
I respect that.
Back and forth, those two.
Maybe a new client for computer. Look at this.
Where'd you learn this one?
French Laundry. Made it every day.
It looks beautiful.
What a moment. Oh,
I know. He was just think he wanted to just drop it off in jet.
Yeah.
And they had the awesome moment, and now they're having lunch together.
Would have been like 5 minutes solo, but
And if I did it, it would have been like 10 minutes.
what's this guy doing here?
You guys want to hit hoots?
Bro, we're at work.
No, I'm just like after, like we should celebrate the house.
I'll see you later, dog.
Fuck, what is hoots?
Hooters. It's his favorite restaurant. Yikes.
Luca. Yikes.
I understand the problem.
Well, the problem is not going away.
Most problems are not solved by using an icon.
Aaron Rodgers an icon. Still drove the Jets into the ground. Just
Hey.
Sandwich. The sandwich is the icon, not the chef.
Rusty Rogers.
a beef window.
I understand. Beef window can't carry a restaurant. I get it.
What about 3?
No, you need to open another one.
2.
3.
Don't get carried away.
Computer, can we please get the mother of here?
I'm doing that.
Get out of the fucking car.
Suck my balls.
If you get out of the car.
No, suck my...
Great offer. Go suck his balls.
I'm trying to give you a shovel. I got the same thing. Get in the fucking car. Get in the fucking car.
Well, okay, look.
They're still going to have the talk.
Yeah, computer was telling him good versus fucked. Good.
Well,
a lot more good than fucked.
Yeah, Natalie Berzato. Sorry, you're kind of breaking up. You were here last week and everything was... From where? Yeah, Food and Wine. Yeah, no, I know. Uh-huh.
They getting the star?
Okay. And when will it be published?
It's either review or star.
Well, thank you. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Okay.
Yeah, either a review or star.
Yeah.
It's the only thing. Star. We got a star.
Remember, the most vital thing is to have acute observation. So I can obvious. What makes such a sick ass ninja? Yo, where you been?
I went to my mom's.
Fucking clock's running out.
No,
You didn't even believe him.
No.
I went to mom's.
He's stunned.
Yeah.
Everything okay?
Yeah, no, I needed to drop something off. I made her lunch.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Jimmy's looking for you.
Jimmy left.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Jimmy,
I'll call.
get the fuck out of there.
He was laying on that horn.
We got service in an hour, so I'm gonna...
Yeah.
We are just down to these two needing to mend the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're like at 100%.
Yeah. A couple of more beef locations open up. The computer is cool with it.
Hopefully computer had the time to talk to Jimmy.
Oh, I'm sure in the car ride.
In between now and then.
When Jimmy finally got his hand off the wheel.
Hey, it's me. You aren't picking up the phone right
Or is this
now.
Claire?
Got your green sweatshirt.
Just give me a call back when you can. And actually, I was at my mom's house earlier today, and I saw a picture of you when you were my age.
Jimmy?
And Jimmy, I wanted to say thank you. You know, I feel like I don't say that enough. You know, you were always looking out for me and for us, and I know we didn't always make it easy. And I'm sorry. I feel like I've fucked this place up, and I hope you're okay. Just call me back when you get a chance, okay? I know how to fix it. Okay.
Well,
I know how to fix it.
If we know how to make money, we'll be in business.
I know how to fix it. That's a big... Well, that whole moment right there was fantastic, but I know how to fix it.
Yeah. Not only the restaurant, but relationships.
Comes out pretty hot, so they're gonna wait. I would say.
You're waiting yet.
Natalie going to break the news?
I'm hearing so the
Whole crew's there.
It's awesome.
Showing the clock.
He's been having fun too, which is
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Here we go.
Bears.
Well, it comes out pretty hot.
Hey fuckers.
That got everyone's attention.
Hello. I just got a phone call from Food and Wine magazine. They were here last week. It was really lovely.
They review us? No?
No.
Fuck.
They're about to announce the new class of Best New Chef, and one of them works at the Bear.
Sid?
Wow, who
Tina?
else with the best new chef?
Way to go.
Marcus, all right, crushing those donuts.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
Well, they held that camera on Sydney, and Carmy was looking at her, and I thought, new chef. All right, Marcus.
Nothing to say other than I love this place and I love you all. 45 to service.
All right.
Jeez.
Are we dead?
Take it one night at a time.
Spend every night's a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Let's go win this motherfucker.
Yeah. Let's go fucking crush this.
Oh, nice. I like the pictures.
Dude, if I didn't know about a season 5, I would think we were wrapping shit up.
Yeah, and this was going to be it. Marcus Brooks making waves.
Way to go,
Was
Marcus.
that text to his dad?
I thought it was.
I just assumed that's who it was. I didn't even look. I was...
Yeah, take the moment. Pete, did you sign it yet?
Yeah.
Hey, Chef, sorry to bug you.
No, you're good. I was just getting ready for service.
Just wanted to see, did you have a chance to look over the new agreement?
No. No, I haven't.
Details?
Honestly, I do not understand it.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really understand it either.
What?
That was a joke. It was a joke because I'm a lawyer.
That's what I do.
Carmy did have me adjust something that might sound kind of weird. He isn't listed.
What does that mean?
The agreement splits. One side Jimmy, one side Bear. Bear's side is you and Nat.
And Carm.
Nope.
No, Sydney. Just you and Nat.
He just wants to be a chef.
Yeah, Carmy's stepping back from that.
At least we
knows.
finally got it, and we got the old music back.
Oh, he knows how to fix it. He knows how to fix
himself out. Maybe he's going to be a star.
Well, take himself out of ownership, Diamond Dave.
There was a lot of meaningful conversations in here.
Yeah.
Maybe we just start with Jimmy and Sid here.
Yeah.
Because
that threw me off a little bit at first, because he's talking about it like to Sid, like, hey, sorry, stuff didn't work out. I'm shutting off the hose. No more cash coming in. This is going to be it, sort of thing. And Sydney just told Shapiro, nope, I'm staying here. So it was really wild timing of this conversation, especially for Sydney, the way that things worked out. So I did love the back and forth. Jimmy's been crushing it all season, and he just knows when to step in and kind of have that, even beyond like an uncle, have like that fatherly advice for just about anybody when he needs to kind of either set them straight or just tell them what they need to hear. He's been absolutely perfect at that. So I love the conversation that he and Sydney had, because that's what this whole movie is, or this whole show has been about, has been dialogue and conversations between two people. I mean, yes, a restaurant serves as the background, as the tool to push the story forward, but it's the individual characters and how they interact with each other, which was what I've enjoyed so much in this series. But yeah, for me, this it struck me a little bit odd with the timing of it and the dialogue, but I still absolutely loved it, and I thought it was great for both of them.
What do you mean it struck you?
Well, because it struck me that Sid said no to Shapiro literally hours before she finds out that you could take it as the Bears being shut down. Jimmy's apologizing that he has to turn the money off, and he's out. And so I got the vibe that, hey, the Bears going down.
Well, I think it's I think you have to look at it from a couple different viewpoints. Again, the computer came in and he basically, had that conversation with Sugar, and Sugar's like, well, we can keep our heads above water. We can pay bills, and we take it, we take it day by day, to which the computer was like, well, to what end?
Yeah,
what's that
purpose?
for?
Yeah.
And I think you have to understand, when it comes to businesses, and that was a big part of the conversation where I'm going here, is businesses like restaurants, for a lot of people, they're passion businesses, right? They're something you do not always just because, look, Jimmy's a businessman. He's in this for returns, right? Where we know that Carmy and Sid and, in the crew, they're in it because they're really passionate about that stuff. And I guess it was one thing, if we go back to when I started the show, I've had a hard time kind of, understanding the way people get passionate about food sometimes, but this show has done a very good job of, in a multitude of ways, of showing that, one, it's something that people are passionate about. It's about how they show they care. The huge scene between, Mikey and Carmy about all the good memories we have are from restaurants. And so I think you'll get people who might look at it like, yeah, if we can all earn a good living, and maybe the business doesn't make a ton of money, and maybe we never make 2-3 times what we're making right now, then some people are going to be satisfied with that, And I just think it goes back to, if we could just have some communication. It was like, if we could have Jimmy sit down with computer, sit down with Sid, Carmy, Natalie, and now Ibram and Rob Reiner's character, and just say, hey guys, this is going to go in a different direction. Now, of course, the discussion that you have to have with the beef side of it is, it's with Carmy's blessing, is on the beef side of things. If you open up 3 more restaurants, and they're all very profitable, are you going to float are you going to float the Bears restaurant off the?
And again, to what end do you keep
to
the
what
Bear
end?
afloat?
Well, we've seen that just the Bear right now is that graph said good versus fuck. There was a lot more good.
Yeah, it's
than
like
fuck.
75-25. Yeah.
But we don't know if maybe Carmy and could Richie run the beef side of things? I mean, obviously that crew's doing a really good job right now, but Richie and Carmy, maybe Richie and Carmy get back to their kind of roots. I think Richie's found a really good spot for himself there. But I think I didn't take this as I get where Jimmy's head is at, and I think they kind of painted that picture. But I think once we have a little bit more communication with everybody, I think, maybe that goes in a different direction.
Well, we got to keep in mind
he said
too,
once the timer goes out, he's going to sell this place to get his money
the
back.
timer was basically saying right now, if we're operating at what we're operating, when that hits 0, it's done.
Yeah.
But they have seen a
they're in the green.
a better influx as right to the basically last minute here of the money starting to trend upward. But we got to keep in mind that Jimmy's been talking to Computer. Computer had a different conversation with Nat for the most part. So I'm wondering, and he was talking to Rob Reiner right there. So now with those two bits of information, and he was very adamant about Jimmy talking to him, but Jimmy just didn't want any of it right now. And so there's a lot going on that maybe Jimmy's mindset is this is gloom and doom until that conversation.
I think maybe I'm not on the same page as you. When Jimmy said I had to cut off the hose, that was I'm not going to continue to fund your operation if you're operating in the red, which they're not anymore. So they've been operating. They were for a long period of time. They were operating in the red, and Jimmy kept putting money into it, taking the L.
Remember the parachute?
The parachute.
That was
right.
when you were running out.
The parachute. So this isn't to me. This isn't Jimmy saying, "Hey, we have to sell." This is him saying, "If you're not in the green, I can't continue. Look, if you guys were still in the red and you were operating at a loss, I'm not going to continue to take that loss." So I didn't take this, and again, I could be off, but I didn't take this at all as they have to sell now, as to Jimmy saying, "Hey guys, I'm not putting any more money into the business." That's how I took that conversation. But it was such a sincere conversation between Jimmy and Sid. I mean, obviously, it comes at interesting timing, knowing that Sid had the opportunity for a new restaurant.
And Jimmy said you should go.
Yeah.
What are you doing hanging around here?
But it's ironic that all happened right after with Sid and Sharpio.
But it's the interesting thing about Jimmy, and the thing that I mean, he's one of the most lovable characters I think I've ever seen on TV, is that part of his brain operates on a business side, and the other part operates on a compassion side, right? Like, think about all the money he gave to Mikey, right? Think about all the money he's put into this, and he's even asked himself, could I do more? Right. So I think he's always operating, but hey, I'm a business guy, right? Look, they made that, earlier on in the episode with Richie, like, hey, can you hook me up with some income? So I think Jimmy is, look, I think the business side of him had to make a business decision. But again, I think he's, I don't know. I think he knows that the restaurant can keep going, but he's just not going to keep plugging money into it. And so I think he feels guilty about not continuing to plug money into it because it's everybody else's passion. I didn't think he felt guilty like, hey, we're selling it or we're closing down. I think he felt guilty because it's like, I can't continue to put money into this.
Well, he did say when they put up the clock that this shuts down.
Yeah.
So he did say that when they set up the clock.
But if we're not in the green,
if they kept operating,
if they kept operating at a loss,
that notwithstanding,
but that's what I'm saying. Like right now with the conversation, because remember, Computer was really pushing that, like, well, how are you going to do this? Well, how are you going to do this? And Nat was like, well, you said we're okay. We'll be okay. So Computer still, he even said it to Rob Reiner there too. Like, this ain't, you can't keep running like on a thin layer like this, or however he said that, right? So that's what I'm saying. Off screen, him and Computer had a doom and gloom conversation, which is why Jimmy, in my opinion, is talking like this. But now that
100%
Computer
100%
is discovering some new things here, Computer's tone is changing. That's why I think we're gonna have another off-screen conversation in the SUV. Yeah, I hope we do get a conversation, because that would be fun to see.
Well, I think and I think they kind of alluded to that. I mean, obviously, the other big scene There was a lot of them here,
There's a
right?
lot.
Yeah.
The sit down with Carmy and Mom was we've said it before, but I know you said what a master class in acting, but what incredible performances. And it's not like we haven't seen. I'm trying to think of all the things I've seen Jamie Lee Curtis in.
Well, who would have
And
thought
I don't
that
think
Laurie Strode would have grown up to become this dynamic
I just
actor?
don't think I've seen her in anything where it's just this level of brilliance. I mean, we've always loved her, right? In just about every role you've ever seen her in, you've loved her. But we've seen her in, comedy stuff, fun stuff. Obviously, you go way back. True Lies, one of my favorite Arnold movies, and she's done some really dynamic stuff. She was incredible in Everything Everywhere All at Once. Obviously, a very unique character there. But I don't think I've ever seen her, bring this level of emotion. And of course, Jeremy Allen White, the way that they had
just hanging on for bare life.
They had the on-screen chemistry. It got me pretty good. Without, I suppose we're almost wrapping up this season. This show has hit way too close to home for me, probably too many times. I think more so than any other TV series we've done on this channel. For those of you who've been following the channel for a while, the show Coco just about wrecked me and up. And, some other stuff that's hit close to home, family or friend-wise. Things are not great between Oak and his mom right now. At all. And this, I don't know how much of it's going to make the cut. It got me pretty good, especially this scene. And it has to do with similar stuff. I guess, my mom didn't have an alcohol issue, but there was probably an overshare on a YouTube channel, but a myriad of other issues that there's not a level of accountability for, I guess you could say. And I'm waiting. I don't know if I should hold my breath on it for a similar meeting where the letter comes out and some apologies and some accountability happens. And so this one hit especially hard, but a lot of the episodes have, but this one
is just everything that both characters needed. They both needed this so much. And I just loved how Jeremy Allen White as Carmy rode those emotions, and he was just hanging on, and he was doing little stuff. His hand was shaking, he's holding back the tears. Just as the scene went more and more, he was just barely hanging on there, and then they finally had the breakthrough at the end, which was just great because Donna started off real rough and then kind of got a little bit better as she went, and it was just a really neat dynamic between those two, and so good to see them finally share a meal. And that was like the ultimate thing that this show does, is like making a meal for somebody. For these folks is like the number one thing you can do for someone to show appreciation.
Well, and here too, just like Lee was saying, your mom's trying to talk, or paraphrasing, of course, but we finally get to see it way more in action in this episode. And as like you said, Mason Quinn, the Donna and Carmy both needed it so much, because it looks like it did a lot of healing for not only Carm, but also Donna, to just finally have that moment with Carmy. So we had a moment with Nat and her.
The hospital,
a different moment, but
yeah.
the bonding with the birth of a baby is huge, no matter what. And now this moment here, hopefully that wedge now has definitely come down a lot. I'm hoping now, and it is so big for anybody in that position to just come out and say all the things that she said, and even bigger for her to just outright say, I want to be part of your life, which is absolutely huge. I'm glad Carmy is in a better spot now. I think even if this happened in season 2 or 3, I still want to believe Carmy would have been able to sit there and listen and probably still do the same thing, but he's definitely in a better mind space now. And then his ability to at least say back to her, I love you, considering how much he was running from her.
Yeah.
Basically, ever since we started the show,
he's been. Yeah.
So that's something that he also needed to get out as well for her to hear. And like you guys were saying, it was great for them to actually have a meal. And remember, in the wedding, she was talking to Sid, right? She probably hasn't really since. Well, has she ever tasted any of Carmy's food?
Yeah, I mean,
since he's been, crushing it
gone,
and everywhere he's been. So I'm actually kind of surprised we didn't get that moment to see that one bite and just her, just melt essentially and just be so proud. And she is proud of Carmy, but like just to see the emotion on her face of being so proud of how far Carmy has come. What a beautiful scene. Jamie crushed it. Jeremy crushed it. Everyone in this episode crushed it as well. But yeah, this was another huge moment for these two characters. So
yeah, and I'd like to think, whether it is or not, I'd like to think that maybe Sydney was a bit of a catalyst for this scene to happen, just because of the conversation that she had with Donna at the wedding. I'd like to think, because she even said, I hear the nice things people say about you. I'd like to think that maybe Sid had a part of that, because everybody that's come into the Berzado's life here in this show, whether it's, Jess and the other ringers, Luca and Sydney, they've all had such a positive influence on them and made them all so much better, as well as, Carmy has made them better chefs as well. But I think they've come in and made kind of everybody better people.
They have.
Yeah, that was a great scene.
And then you and I were thinking Star.
Yeah, I was thinking
the whole time it's actually been bravo to Marcus. Yeah. Big time going to be featured in that magazine.
Yep. Well, and so Marcus had his big scene in here where he's, the new hot chef, somebody who maybe he knew or not, but he was on the chopping block. They're almost they're ready to cut him loose. With computer.
I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, they're with computer was going to cut him loose. So I mean, you wonder just how much of that did he maybe hear about? But again, great for him after everything he's going through. Sold the house. His friends a little bit jealous of Luca. That was kind of fun, that back and forth. But and then for Tina, and I know we're talking about Marcus
Tina,
here.
what a moment for her.
But just real quick, once she's not putting the pressure on herself, and again, we talked about this, Oak, either in this show or other shows, how to do this. Just effing do it. You've prepared for it. You've trained for it. You know how to do it. Tina knows how to make the dish. Just do it. Don't worry about the clock. And when she did, she crushed it.
Well, I think the interesting thing here is, we've had discussions in this show under people who thrive under pressure, and then when it's not there, you're actually not as good. But everybody doesn't respond to that stimulus the same. It's totally different for everybody, and I think it was Luca who was saying, it was just go, 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 and when it got quiet, then I was out of my element, and I think we see that with Carmy too. He thrives on the pressure. When it's too quiet, when it's too slow, that's when you get in your own head. But not everybody is the same way. And with Tina, it was almost just like, it was so brilliant the way they did it. Hey, can you just do this for a test?
Yeah.
Because when she wasn't under the pressure, when she didn't think the clock was running, when there wasn't all these people like in and out and all this, like then she was able to do it. And now she has the confidence saying, okay, I can do this. I know I can do it. So now whether there's pressure or not, she has that confidence. But it had to be in a situation where that pressure wasn't there. Just do what you do. Mm-hmm. Just do what you do. And everybody's different. There's some situations with my work where it's like when you when you feel it, like you feel the heat coming on, I'll just make it quick. The Arnold Classic. We planned for a year for 3 days, right? And when you get there, the last 12 weeks, it is like a pressure cooker starts, right? And I'm not even involved in the team like I used to be. And those last 6 weeks, just a pressure cooker. And then the weekend of the show comes and it's like everything you've done for the year like revolves on 3 days and everybody's under an intense amount of pressure. And when you know what you're doing, but you still thrive off the pressure. And then when the weekend's done, you're like, oh shit, I guess we start planning for next year. But you thrive off the pressure. And then you sometimes you get in this rhythm where it's like, okay, I know what I'm doing. doing. But for her, she just had to have it where it was just like, no pressure, just do what you do.
Not worry about the pressure, not worry about the time, just do the job.
But now she knows
she can do it.
I can do it.
Yeah.
Yep. And Ibra, of course, potentially open up a couple more spots, which will be phenomenal. And And gosh, what else do we have?
Well, they already have a business partner for it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the biggest thing. Now it becomes a logistics thing.
Yeah, and then of course we got the big reveal with Pete and Sid, where
Carmy's out of ownership.
Yeah, where Carmy's taken away from the ownership. It's just Sid and Nat and Uncle Jimmy, and that's it. And that was the change he made. Carmy knew he had to pull himself back, step back from just do what he's good at, and which is be one of the best chefs in the world.
We've talked about that over and over. And for all of you, God, for everybody who's watched it all the way through and have listened to us, how many times have we said, like, look, sometimes the people who are most talented in whatever industry you look at aren't always going to be the best business owners. But I get it. If you're a really talented chef, I want to open my own restaurant. If you're a really talented personal trainer, hey, I'm going to open my own gym and go down the road. If you're really talented, I don't know, dentist, hey, I'm going to open my own dental office. But that doesn't always translate to being a good business owner. And to see that Carmy's going to step back, focus on what he loves. And obviously, I think the big thing for that is it's going to open up other avenues of his life. Can't be a business owner and be in a relationship with Claire. Well, he's looks like he's stepping back. We shall see.
Yeah, so with that too, I'm finally glad that we got the answer instead of just waiting for the next episode. It will Sid open up the agreement, see the verbiage change in there. I'm just glad that we had Pete deliver the news to her. And now moving forward with that voicemail from Carmy to Jimmy, again, with computers saying you need to hear this, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that last episode is going to go with all this information to see how we do close out season 4 here. Because again, if we didn't know about there being a season 5, this was really feeling like the next episode was a bye-bye.
Yep, right
I
off
wonder
into the
if,
sunset.
and I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing to even look up. Obviously, not before the last episode, but after we finish up this last episode, I'd be curious to look up as to whether a season 5 was greenlit before season 4 ended, because sometimes it's like you think you're going to end it, and then I think when we ended Ted Lasso, I don't think a season 4 was not greenlit. So they kind of
like just a few weeks after you guys wrapped.
They didn't greenlight. So I'm wondering, and again, not something we're going to look up now because I don't want to have any kinds of spoilers, but. Yeah, because this second to last episode kind of felt like they were getting ready to put a bow on this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one more to go.
One more.
And we can't wait to get there.
And we're with all you.
Yep.
So wait.
For Diamond Dave Damone, that's the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. This was Bad Medicine. That was The Bear. See you back here for the finale.
Oh, she must be just like really taken back from the news.
Diamond Dave driving in the background.
Not even close.
Good? Yeah, I just smoking a cigarette.
You don't smoke.
There, he caught it.
Just I'm getting some air.
Oh, she's upset that he didn't talk to her about it.
Yep. But she didn't talk to him. So we're kind of at a...
You didn't talk to me all service.
It's focused.
We're going to need to communicate better than this. Extend outreach, Carmy.
Well, what's up?
Talk to Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big thing for you to not discuss with her.
I should have.
You're leaving, and you are leaving me.
No, I'm not
with
quitting.
all
I'm
this
not
shit.
leaving anything.
I had to find out from Pete.
Okay, can you just hold on? Can you hold on, please? Give me a second.
Yeah, let him explain a little bit, because I don't think that's the case.
It's the best thing for the restaurant. We have to put the restaurant first.
And a little bit more of a breakdown there, Carmy.
I'm trying to think
for
of
the
what I can
best
say.
of the restaurant. It's that's what we have to put the restaurant.
Yes.
Psyched. Psyched for the restaurant that's losing money
It's
every
not like
fucking
that.
second.
It's not like that.
Shut
Okay, I'm
up.
gonna get us out of the debt. Get us in the clear before I leave. Okay.
Oh, before I leave. Oh, he is going to leave.
This debt that you put in.
I know, but you can't blame it all on me.
What is it though? What's the figuring it out? What's the plan?
We have the
Tell me
correct
what it
team
is.
in place now. All right, we're doing this the correct way.
With the correct team that you're removing yourself
Sydney,
from? Or
please, I'm
no,
trying to explain.
She still thinks that he's just jetting.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Well, then fucking help me, please.
She gonna start coughing right away? Or she...
Yeah.
No, you don't smoke anymore.
Why not? I mean, he's still kind of doing the gum. I mean, he even kind of said it himself that he was leaving.
Yeah.
But he straight up said leaving.
That's all I've ever known.
That is my problem?
Oh, that it shouldn't be.
Explain.
I think I did this so I didn't have to do other things.
Opened a restaurant? Like what, like an escape? I mean, then join the fucking club. I don't know what to tell you. You love this.
I used to. Yeah.
Not now?
No.
Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting...
Just, I feel like I don't have anything to draw on, you know? I don't have anything to pull from.
Wow.
Wow, he's just over it?
I was thinking he would say, like, I hate the business side.
Yeah.
I think I put a lot of things in the way of dealing with very real things, and I am aware of that. Okay, I think I was trying to like put hurdles in the way.
Hurdles like what?
Like Star. Changing the menu.
And not communicating and not apologizing to people and just being a fucking menace in general.
I think yes, but you also you can't act like you weren't trying to get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
there it is.
Shapiro. He got the call.
No, I don't want to do this right now.
I've known Adam for a very long time. You realize that,
Okay,
right?
well.
Can you stop doing that? You're not good at smoking.
Then we're gonna get good.
Gonna get good.
Wow.
I was gonna tell you. But I should have told you, and I'm sorry that I didn't tell you. No, but it's not okay.
I'm trying to tell you that I'm sorry for that. That's what I'm saying.
Driving the business in the ground.
Oh.
That your family has had to go through this shit. Sorry that it's happened to you. When you take it out on the restaurant and people who work here.
Why? I have to remove myself.
Fucking what?
To make me not like this.
How?
Whoa. Never wants to cook again.
I think I have put a lot of stuff in the way, right? Of not dealing with other stuff.
Which we've seen.
And I think it's great that Adam wants you to be at his restaurant. I mean, I think that's a really great opportunity.
The time has
You're a
passed.
fucking asshole.
I'm not being an asshole.
So
It's
then-
the truth. Like he's okay.
And what? You're better.
Yeah, I smoke him.
She just does not have confidence in herself sometimes. That was a...
Fuck are you talking about?
You are considerate. You allow yourself to feel things, right? You allow yourself to care. You are a natural leader and teacher.
We've seen this.
And it's for a lot of fucking money. And you can hire whoever the fuck you want. And I'm gonna do everything I can to set you up for success. But any chance of any kind of good in this building, it started when you walked in.
Yep.
It's with you.
He doesn't.
She's scared of the chance.
I believe in you more than I've ever believed in myself.
He just told you.
Because you're the bear.
Hell yeah.
Point! You're supposed to fucking be here! And you self-sabotage and you run away when things are good!
Trying to change
You're
that,
my partner!
Oh, what the fuck are you two shouting about?
Oh.
Oh.
All right, great. Clean up without his ass.
Fucking quitting the restaurant!
What?
Yeah.
Oh, God. You lit a fuse.
Yeah, Richie's gonna... Let's see how this goes.
Right.
Oh,
You
shit.
retiring? You're 12.
Commercial break after Richie says he's 12.
Maybe he's going to be a motivator here.
No, I'm telling you, I'm out.
All right. Well, good luck, Admiral. We'll send you your watch.
I'm serious.
Oh, choke. 2-on-1.
Yeah.
This is going to end well.
What?
No, of course.
What?
You know,
What does
no,
that
this
mean?
is-
What do you mean?
Just, of course, take off. This is what you're good at.
The fuck does that mean?
Oh, here we go.
We're getting the shit kicked out of us. So yeah, fucking.
No, it's not. I'm trying to
We
fucking
gotta
tell you
fight,
something,
and this is
okay?
fight.
I'm gonna get us out of the debt. I'm gonna get us in the clear. That's not what this is. I'm putting the restaurant first.
So you're putting the rest.
That's what I'm fucking doing.
Yeah, just like you put your family first. Come on, Sid.
Oh, come.
Oh.
Oh, we finally getting the bridge mended here?
Apologize.
I don't want to hear your
You're
fucking
not fucking letting
apologies.
me.
I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna review the schedule, see if we can cut some hours. Actually, Chef Carmen is doing us a favor because we could really use that salary.
I went to Michael's funeral.
Oh, boy.
What did you just say?
Oh, that look.
I'm going to go inside. I
No.
don't think I should be.
Stay for a sec, please.
Yes, I was going to say, you might need to help diffuse.
Should have told you before. I'm telling you now.
What the fuck you trying to do?
I'm being honest.
Are you trying to fuck me up right now?
No, I'm trying to tell you something.
I will fucking destroy you.
Tell you
I will fucking destroy you.
Stop.
Fucking
Richie,
destroy
stop.
you.
Richie,
Oh, it's intense.
please, please, fucking stop. Please, Richie.
All right.
Please.
All right. All right.
Oh, poor Sid.
Oh.
The emotional swing I'm going on with all this. Holy shit.
Yeah.
If you went to the funeral, you'd know what I was wearing.
Fucking idea what you were wearing, Richie. I don't fucking know.
So you just went in, you didn't say anything. You didn't see anybody, huh?
I went in for a second, and then I left.
Why?
This is so intense.
I know. It's.
How the fuck do you think anybody fucking handles it?
No, I understand that. It was shameful, and I'm ashamed, and it was horrible, and I'm sorry.
This is all because of Donna.
You have any idea how fucking hard that shit was for me?
I'm aware, yes.
By the way, this is what Richie wanted him to do, is be more open.
Yeah.
Now we're just, everyone's kind of attacking.
Yeah, he's taking notes from his mom, though, about being honest and communicating.
She was just saying this thing about how, you know, we were trying to deal. And Shug, like the three of us.
Who is she?
Me, I'm she. I just
Okay.
before you came down.
Continue.
When they were able to work that in.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was so fucking stuck, and I was so fucking scared, and I didn't know. I don't know, but I was just thinking, and I was thinking for the first time how sorry I am because I didn't realize how you lost somebody too.
Wow.
We're getting deep.
I felt like you were his enemy.
Is this actually going to work out?
I did. Because you were like inside my family. Like you knew my family. You got to spend time with him. And you knew him, you know? Yeah, but it's not the same. I didn't really know him. I didn't know him like you did.
That's true. Everything they showed us, Mike, was different with Richie.
Yep. He was with Carmy.
He was different with Carmy.
Yep.
I couldn't figure out what the fuck was wrong with him.
That makes sense.
God, they're finally having this talk.
Like I tried to get him to talk to somebody, and I stay at the beef. I could like keep an eye on him, and then I failed.
Richie, you didn't.
It's not on you, Richie.
You thought that's why I didn't go to the funeral.
Happy that the tension's been brought down a little bit.
Good thing Sid was there, otherwise these guys have been wailing on each other. We wouldn't have gotten anywhere.
Stop that. You don't fucking smoke.
Cares right now.
Sid.
Exactly. Give me that.
What an experience for her now.
Yeah.
Emotional swings for everyone involved here.
I love your family. And they love you. He fucking loved you.
I know. And they love you. You know that, right?
I know. But it's different. I'm like the cousin.
Yeah, but Richie, you're more than that.
Let it out, Richie.
I'm working on it.
How?
I don't know. I feel like that's why I gotta go.
It's not what Mikey would have wanted. It's why he left the money.
This one time that me and Mikey, we took this road trip. We had to drop something off for Jimmy, and we were like cruising down the lake outside of town, and you know, fucking good tunes. And half an hour, we felt like
it's like the old days.
Me and my homie just fucking on some trip for work, just fucking, and like I was like, fuck, that's what Carmen's life must be like. I thought that was kind of like, you know, like how you felt.
God, this is huge too for him to talk to Carmy like this,
to
and
hear all this.
for Carmy to hear it.
I wasn't like that.
I was jealous. I bought a fucking cookbook.
Ha! It's gonna keep up with you.
Which cookbooks you buy?
French Laundry. That's not even a cookbook. That's like a Wechsler intelligence exam. Circular stencil. Fuck you.
It's not easy.
Thinking like, if this kid's, he's a fucking G if he can figure out this insane bullshit, you know? You don't think it's wrong for you to like walk away from all that?
What a question.
It's all here for you.
I don't know what I'm like, Richie. Like outside of the kitchen, I don't know what I'm
He's got to explore a little bit.
Right. I mean, he's got all these people counting on him.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you know that?
How do I know? I mean, we still got you, right?
Ah.
Please tell me you're not quitting too.
Depends.
What?
Only if Carmy stays.
Updated partnership terms.
Okay, anything. What is it?
One side, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And the other side, me, Nat, and Richie.
Okay, that's what you want.
That's what I need.
Wow. Again, we've come so far since season 1 between Sid and Richie.
Yeah, and Sid just looks destroyed here. I mean, bravo.
You in?
I don't want to be the ambassador of St. Patty's Day.
What does that mean?
This is my home. I'm not going
So be an
anywhere.
owner.
Who the fuck has time for gestures?
It's the real deal.
Carmy?
Yeah, it's real. It's real.
Richie.
Fuck yes, Chef Sydney. It is a fucking honor.
There we go.
Oh, Richie didn't even believe him at first.
I know.
My official capacity as a partner, I do have one question though. Exactly how the fuck do we keep this place open?
Oh, fuck me. I have the same exact question.
Can somebody please go talk to Nat?
Yeah. And Computer, and Jimmy, and Rob Reiner. Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Might as well bring out Ibra and the robot, too.
Sugar, did you talk to Pete? The agreement.
No. Client attorney privilege. What's going on? Guys.
He's leaving the restaurant. All restaurants?
He's retired.
I think.
Went to Mikey's funeral.
Oh, shit. They're just like, here's the cliff notes.
Yeah. Here you go, Nat. We're hitting you with everything.
She doesn't even have to ask anymore. She knows.
Yeah.
Well, she's always wanted him to take care of himself, you know?
What are we getting set up for here?
The eeriness.
It really is a small place when they show it like this.
Is this also times left in the
our
episode?
timer.
Just playing this out in my head. It is, isn't it? God damn.
Oh, how upset was everyone? Oh my goodness.
This I will say this was very, very brave for a season finale. I feel like folks I feel like this is another one where you either loved it or you absolutely hated it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any in between on this one.
For me, loved it because we finally got some in-depth conversations that were needed.
Yeah,
absolutely needed.
Since season 1.
Well, yeah. Well, the second that Richie came out there, I was absolutely terrified that if Sid didn't stay out there, it would have been we're fighting.
Yeah, they're gonna be fighting in the snow.
We can't fight, and then we'll have a talk.
Yeah,
that's kind of how that felt. But I'm glad Sid stayed. But I'm also, again, for me, it worked. Bravo to whoever thought like, hey, we're gonna take you three. The finale is right here
in this back
we're
alley.
Not moving.
Yeah.
At the end, Nat comes out. Boom, we kick it to the clock, and there we go.
And then that's
the episode.
It. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, like I said, I thought this whole thing with Carmy, I thought this whole build came from the conversation that he had with his mom and about how she was trying to make changes, essentially not run from things, trying to do better, figure things out. I just didn't expect his answer to be, I'm going to quit the food industry. I'm quitting everything. Like, what's he going to do? Go work, go work in a lumber yard or something? Or go work at Menards? What's Carmy's plan here? So that's what's wild is and maybe, I don't know, maybe some of you saw this coming. I certainly did not see Carmy leaving the restaurant. I thought it was going to be like we talked about, where he was just going to pull back
off of the ownership.
Yeah, pull back from the ownership. And, we said as much in the previous episode about how Carmy needed to hear that. And, or from Donna, rather, I'm going back to the conversation with Donna, that he needed to hear that from her and maybe make those changes in his own life. Because he has been running this whole series. That's been our frustration at times with Carmy, is that, he runs away from things, he sabotages things, blows things up, makes things overly complicated when they don't need to be. And, all that came out. That being said, I did not think the solution was to run from it again and try to get away from it, because the whole point of the Bear was that Mikey believed in Carmy's dream to start a restaurant. That's why he hid all the money in tomato cans to begin with, so that he could start a restaurant. And that's what he wanted Carmy to do, was to have this restaurant with everybody, and certainly have it with everybody else, and be around people that love him and support him, and he's not out there alone again. So to me, it's a bit of a head scratcher for a finish. I mean, I'm conflicted in that I, of course, appreciated the amazing performances, but from a story standpoint, I didn't love it. I really didn't. I didn't love what they went with for a finish. I can appreciate it, but I didn't love where it went, because to me, it felt a little bit out of left field. Like I said, it was brave to take the big swing, but I just don't, Carmy running from something else, how's that going to help, And it's like, you don't have your best heart surgeon leave your hospital and keep the same credentials. You don't have your best mechanic leave your auto shop and keep your credentials. So I don't see how the Bear, despite Sid being as good as she is, Marcus getting the big award, Carmy's the best in the world at what he does, and they've made that known. Now he leaves. I mean, to me, it's like, it's a real head scratcher for me.
Well, I personally thought he did a good job explaining why he's leaving. Now, granted, was it in the best format of a communication? No, but that's real life too.
That was what we expect from this show. I love the delivery of it, the writing, the acting. I loved all of it. The writing, I guess I should say I did have a problem with it. I liked the dialogue and the way it was delivered. But yeah, to your point, that's how they've communicated this whole series.
Yeah, I'm not a great communicator, but there was moments in there where I was like, Carmy, you gotta give Sydney a little something here, because he was teeing up some stuff that was making Sydney confused. But then finally got around to it, and there's some stuff in there that kind of wish. I did not like how Sid immediately tried to be like, well, no, we're not talking about that, where he's like, well, you were planning on leaving, or, paraphrasing.
Yeah, or had the offer or whatever.
Yeah.
Entertained it.
Yeah, because I didn't like the part, because, I enjoy Sid. I'm a Sid fan here. But I just didn't like how she was like, I need to still kind of bury you a little bit.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that. She was hurt.
Yeah,
so she was angry.
Tit for tat back.
She was wanting to really get to where a very decent understanding of where Carmy was going, because Carmy wasn't exactly giving everything at that exact moment.
No,
but then finally he
sense.
Came around to where it was making sense of like, hey, the restaurant, everything I've ever done was to run away from everything else and just basically bury my plate with so much cooking and doing all this that I don't have to worry about hurting other people or, basically I'm hurting my relationships down the road here. And now he finally realizes I need to fix that. Now I'm in that world, or that mindset of like, okay, Carm, if you end up like, we'll just say retire from food service, what's the next step for you then? Because you still need to provide a life for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, and he said he doesn't even like cooking, because that's what, when him and Sid had that quick conversation about how, she sticks around because she loves it. And he's like, no, I don't like it anymore. So, I mean, I guess that makes sense. But, it's like, well, maybe we make some changes. We have some talks. We have some communication. They're worried about the Bear even staying in business when Computer and Rob Reiner and Ibarra and Uncle Jimmy, they've got it. They seem pretty upbeat about it.
I'm exhausted. I really am. I'm mentally exhausted from this show. But
in a good way or bad?
Yeah, it just in a great way.
How'd you feel about the finale?
In a great way. Please take that in the most positive way that a television show could make you this invested. I thought it was a Bear ending. Is what I thought. I've gotten, and I've said this before, and I know there was a few episodes where people were, didn't love my take on things, and it was me being critical of Carmy's character, but just because I was so passionate about the way they wrote it, and I was like, get your shit together, and it's like, okay, it's a TV show, it's fiction. Look. Part of me thinks like, okay, how did I want this to end? Did I want them to be like, hey, we're in the green, and everybody puts their hands in the middle and says, go team, we'll figure it out. God, it would be a little bit cliche for the Bear, wouldn't it? With the way they've written this. If that's how this season ended, I guess
I just didn't expect them. I mean, what's the alternative? They're just constantly barely treading with their head above water. What I wanted to see was them, and maybe this will come in the next season, but to get to a point where they become whatever was.
My judgment of anything in this whole story is going to be based on the series finale. If that the series finale, when they finish this story as a whole, that's where my judgment will come in, because all of this to me, this is just, yes, it's a season finale, but everything from has there been any clear lines between any of the seasons? It's all been one continuous great story. And it's not, look, this, and we've talked about this before. Some TV shows, you have season one and here's the plot, and then they wrap it, and then you go to the next season. Some, comedies, you look at all these, 80s and 90s sitcom, and every episode was its own story. And every once in a while, maybe they do a throwback reference to a previous episode. The way that this show was written, yes, they had to shoot seasons for the sake of how you release TV, I guess. But there was never really truly any seasons in this whole story, as far as it wasn't like, oh, we finished this. Every season picked up right where it left off from the previous season as far as the continuation of the story. It was just, it wasn't a season. It was hey, we need to take a break in telling this story. We need to take a break from filming. And I know people always expect things from the season finale, but for me, it was just a continuation. And yeah, look, would I have liked to have shown Computer and Jimmy sit in the car being like, hey, we can make this work? Yes. Would I have liked to seen, hey, we still didn't get anything from the Michelin star guy? Like, is that it? We knew Food and Wine people were there, but we also thought it was going to be the star guy. What is the payoff for Marcus? What's the review? How's the restaurant doing? Hey, we're in the green. Ibra's story. I mean, there's so much when you think about what this season all led up to, and if you think about this as a season finale in the traditional sense, I could see people being like, what did you just do to us with the season finale? And I totally understand that. And this is one of these times where if somebody didn't like this as a season finale, I totally understand. But I do not look at this show in the traditional sense of season.
Do you think we missed any hints or notes or indication that Carmy was going to leave?
I mean, the biggest thing that I go back to is the episode where he was on the porch with Claire. He went there, he ran there. It felt like an 80s show. He ran to Claire's, and after they had their talk, he stepped away and said, we need to make changes to this agreement. I took it, and I have taken it, as he's going to step away as being an owner and just focus on what he loves. And I think, for him, it was like, this is all my life has been for however long now. I don't know if we know the total time frame, but this is what my life has been like forever long. And I thought it was really powerful the way they threw in, I don't know who I am without this. Like, that's literally his whole life is being a chef. And there's things that people are very passionate about. You know, when that becomes your work, it's hard to have it not be your life. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know if maybe the him finding, because look, they had the huge moment last episode where he found Claire's green sweater, right? Or green hoodie at Mom's house. Yep. The huge moment with Mom. And it's like kind of the whole thing with Mom last episode was like, this is a fresh start. Now, I think you could still have him have a fresh start as just a chef and not a business owner. But look, and again, look, maybe this, I don't know. There's so much that's left on the table here. What about the rest of the team? You know, they showed the four of them here, but look at everything that he's been through with the rest of the team, and what happens. I mean, you could, from a practical standpoint, do they move forward in season 5? Like, we don't know shit about season 5, but is Jeremy Allen White back in season 5? I mean, are we spoiling ourselves if we ask that? I mean,
no, I would have to assume, because we still have some things on the table that aren't fully resolved.
Okay, so here, can we just look up whether,
because it to me it just felt like such a knee-jerk reaction from Carmy, and it felt so out of left field to just bail on the restaurant and bail everybody. And like, yeah, he says he doesn't love it anymore. Well, congratulations. There's people that get up and go to work every single day with people counting on them, and they don't love what they do. I mean, that's not exactly how stuff works.
Everyone that's coming to the Bear loves what they do.
Exactly. But Carmy's saying he doesn't love it anymore. He said Sid does. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to cook anymore. And it's like, well, okay, yeah, you feel that way now, but there was no indications throughout the season of him having
Scroll up a little bit once, see if there was.
So I mean, that's what kind of threw me for a loop.
Expected to okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we got a lot of unresolved stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we really don't know what's going to happen in the next episode, or the next season. And who knows if we're getting to season 6. That's the thing about a story with this good of writing, is I think once you start getting into season 4, 5, 6, look, I don't think this is a show that's going to go 12 seasons, right? I don't think this is a Walking Dead. So I think as we get into seasons 4, 5, maybe 6, you're always wondering when the end is really going to be. Who knows next season? Look, maybe Carmy's away from it all. Maybe he goes and explores and does life. And the finale of next season is him knocking on the door like, hey, you guys got opening for a cook? And then they close the doors and everybody's like, Carmy's back. And that's the way they end it, which I think would be beautiful, right? But for me, the reason why I'm not disappointed at all with this is because I don't see this as being, again, this is a break in recording. This isn't a season finale. And I hope that makes sense to some people, because that's not how this show has been shot at all. It has not gone from season to season to season. This whole thing has been one continuous story, and all this is a break in the story, and we have to wait for the story to be continued. And that's where I'm at right now. I thought the writing was the fact that they have this huge build-up. It's the season finale, and it was all basically behind the restaurant in real time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a real time episode. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Carmy was kind of, look, he was going forward, but he's kind of doing Carmy stuff. Like when him and Sid first started having that conversation, and he's like, oh, hurdles. And he talks in a lot of metaphors, right? Like, it's like, dude, just say exactly what you mean. Don't talk in metaphors. Right. Don't say I had these hurdles. Say, I need time to work on myself as a person. I'm trying to focus on my relationship with Claire. I'm going to see what other things I enjoy doing. Like, I can't just keep, just running myself ragged here at the restaurant. And if she comes back and says, okay, well, just be a cook then. Like, I still need to explore other things. I don't know if I can just be because who knows, maybe can he just be a cook given everything he's put into this restaurant, or is he always going to want to have decision-making ability? That we don't know. Sid brought up, you change your mind every 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's why I think this is like a knee-jerk.
Right? And so...
I don't think it's knee-jerk at all.
And maybe, look, and I think I understand why Sid's worried about it, and even Richie was like, hey, whatever, But I thought it was great acting. I thought the writing was great. If this was a series finale, I would have preferred something a little lighter just to make me feel good about all our characters.
Well, I mean, I don't need a light feel good, but it's like, is the bear going to be just scraping by forever. Like I said, I want them to get to that ever point, because that's what
season 5
otherwise, exactly. Because otherwise,
about.
what's the point? You've got all these amazing chefs doing this amazing work, and you're just going to barely scrape by, and it's going to be nothing but week after week of we don't have money, we can't make it. What disaster is it this week? Or do we eventually get to where our hero is going to pay off?
Well, first off, I don't think it's a knee-jerk reaction, because we saw when a couple episodes ago he was leaving Claire's step, right? That is when he called Pete to make that decision. So he was already pondering it, and I'm sure if we were to go back actually and watch season 4, now knowing what we know, I would almost bet that there's probably a few moments.
Yeah, that's what I was asking, if there's any breadcrumbs or hints of it.
Yeah, that will jump really out into our face now and be like, oh, okay, so maybe this was the starting point. And they just finally took us to episode 10 here to actually hear him actually say it. Again, I know you kind of mentioned, is he running away? There's one way to look at that. Yes, maybe he's running away, because they mentioned it in here, right? You always run, you know? Mm-hmm. Maybe it's finally for the right reason, to get himself better. Or are we actually seeing growth for, I know that's kind of what, Oak, you were harping on however long ago. Like,
we need growth.
Is this the full out growth that we see now, where he realizes, if I don't like any of this and I'm not going to be able to help contribute the way that this team needs me, I need to remove myself. And to me, that's growth out of anybody, in a mature way to look at things. And all three of us have been begging for this for God knows how long, that Richie and Carm need to mend the bridge here between their relationship. And we finally got that. Yeah. And it was very, the Sid conversation with Carmy was powerful. It was also powerful with Richie and Carmy. And we also got to see how powerful, if you didn't know before, they really reinforced it here, the relationship with Richie and Sid, because it was a huge thing for the wedding, for Sid to be there with Richie. Mm-hmm. It was an even bigger moment, in my opinion, that Sid was here for Richie to keep his emotions in the best check possible, whatever that is,
just to stop
for Richie.
Him from swinging on each other.
And it came in because, God, poor Sid, the emotional ride that she was just taking, she saw how raged up Richie was getting, and she was begging Richie to stop. And then when it finally registered with Richie backed right the fuck off. Yeah. And they finally caught up. I was worried with the fire that they were coming out at each other with, basically insults essentially from Richie. Yeah. I felt bad for Carmy for a second there, because it almost felt like a tag team unintentionally, but it felt like a tag team for a moment there. Then, the writers had Sid kind of she wanted to remove herself because of the funeral comment. Mm-hmm. But then finally they were able to park it a little bit to move forward with their conversation that was much needed. There was a lot of good stuff in there. The line that almost got me choked up, because I can relate to it a little bit from recent events, is he said, I failed for trying to get Mikey into whatever, right?
Keep an eye on him.
Keep an eye on him, keep him good, all the above, right? That line almost got me pretty good there. And it was great to see that all three of these actors could, in my opinion, drive home an episode, a season ender like this, with just the three of them trying to get conversation going and moving forward to help heal whatever is here. For Sid Quick, I understand she did not sign up she signed up thinking they were going to be a team. She did not, however, think, and this is fair for Sid, that, now you're just going to leave.
Yeah, she wanted to work with the best chef in the world.
Wanted to work with Carmy. Carmy did a Carmy thing there, and I understand where he was coming from too. Like, hey, I'm gonna put you in a really good spot here. I'm backing out, and in here he reinforced several times, I'm not leaving until this place is in a good spot. So at least he's still motivated from that point of view. But when from his stance of, I need to figure out me outside of this place, that's huge too, because he has zero clue who the fuck he is outside of this place.
Yeah, but I mean, we were all shocked when he actually came out and said he was leaving, because I think we all thought, oh, he's pulled back, he's going to explain to Sid, whatever.
Well,
he's like, no, I'm leaving. And like, wait, what?
The one thing that I thought that obviously the discussion with Carmy and Richie, that was powerful, and we've been waiting. So if anybody wants to talk about how the season finale didn't have payoff or it didn't have any sort of closure, I mean, the discussion between Carmy and Richie and him admitting he was at the funeral was huge. And how powerful was that 2 episodes ago with Lee and Lee being, I knew you were there, and it didn't say anything. I mean, that was super powerful. And Lee literally never told anybody and said, oh yeah, I saw Mikey there. Wait,
Wasn't my
what?
place.
Or excuse me, I saw Carmy there. And the reasons why they weren't there. I mean, man, the fact that Richie thought Carmy was mad because hey, my brother, he's not here anymore, and you were kind of supposed to be the guy looking out for him, and he thought maybe he was mad about it. And I mean, obviously just they both kind of had it in their head. I thought that was wildly, wildly powerful. That was a huge payoff for the final episode. And then I thought it was really brilliant the way it was written, where Sugar just came out and gave him a hug. Because she's been trying to, I mean, you go back to the first episode, I think, or maybe the first couple episodes.
No, I think you're right. It was
they
the
go
first
back
episode.
to her talking, hey, have you been going to the meetings? Have you been going? Have you been taking care of yourself? And obviously, as a sister, she's going to support the things he's doing from a business side and from a career side. But this entire series, she's been more focused on him taking care of himself. And finally, we get that, hey, I'm leaving. And she wasn't mad. She wasn't yelling. She wasn't like, hey, fucking, we just got in the green and now you're walking. There was nothing. She just went and hugged him because I think she knows that this is his step in a direction that he needs to be taking for himself, for his own mental health, for his own personal growth. Because that's what this whole series has been about, is about personal growth and struggles and everything. And
real life.
And so for me, look, I don't need a bow on the end of this episode, but if you're going to complain that you didn't get that, you sure did in a lot of regards. Yes, there's a lot of questions as far as what's next, but I think that's brilliant writing too. Look, you want anticipation for the next season, right? Mm-hmm. You want anticipation. Well, tell me this doesn't leave you with, okay, well, what do we get next? In a very dramatic way that felt like it was the bear. I mean, how many times have, even just from episode to episode, have it gone to black and we're like, oh, come on. Like, we need to know what happens. This show one that aired weekly, or they drop them all at one time? I think they
dropped them all on Hulu and
so this is one, and I mean, this is even a show where, look, you got 10 episodes, and if they're dropping them a week at a time, I mean, that's 2.5 months. That's a long ride to take with a TV show. But you gotta imagine if they're dropping these all at once, how long would you have made it through?
I don't think FX typically drops everything at once.
No, Hulu.
Well, you mean?
Oh, I mean when it aired.
Yeah, no. According to folks, they tell us in the comments that all the episodes drop at once.
Oh, okay. I mean, I wouldn't have made it through this one. All 4 seasons. Each time one dropped, it would have been 2-3 days for me. Maybe 2 weekends, depending.
Right.
No, it would have been a day for you easily, because these are 30-minute.
Yeah,
episodes.
30-minute episodes.
Oh yeah. I'd have had this. I'd have had this done in a day. Oh, no longer than a weekend. Yeah. Absolutely. And so I feel like there's been a ton of waiting for everybody. It's like. But yeah, all
at once on Hulu.
Oh wow!
But I think the FX is the studio.
Yeah, see, because I just assumed it was on FX, like the channel, and they do their typical weekly thing. Then they got bumped to Hulu after it was done, because like they did that with a number of shows
the same day. Yeah, which is an interesting strategy, and I know every different TV station and production house has their own thing. But
so it seems like, when did season 4 drop? Then season 4 dropped in June. When? Well, you guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm so locked in. But yeah, so for me, again, if people were not that happy with this ending, look, I totally understand that. This is
like
one
I said, the only complaint I have is that it just felt out of left field, Carmy leaving, and maybe it's something where if I go back and watch the episodes, maybe I'll pick up on some of the breadcrumbs. But it just seemed I was as angry as Sid. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're running. You don't want to run anymore. You want to be different, but you are running. But you hate the food. The whole reason I came here was to work, or you hate cooking, but the whole reason I came here was to work with you. So I didn't like it from that standpoint.
Do you think now looking back, and this literally just popped into my head right now when you were saying looking back, do you think now looking back, some of the scenes where we saw him just watching cook and it seemed like he was calm and we were like, oh, fine, see if he just cooks and he's just calm. Do you think that was showing disinterest maybe? Do you think instead of him being like, he's calm, like, oh man, he's losing it? Because they just show him like staring at stuff and it's like, oh man.
If it was to show disinterest, they should have driven that home.
But I wonder now, like if it's when he has the chaos and the drive and everything, that's, and Luca talked about that, the pressure, that's what drives you. Mm-hmm. And when the pressure was gone and he was just kind of sitting there, I'm wondering if you go back and watch some of that, if those were signs of disinterest. Like, okay, now that because he had to change, the menu change wasn't a chaos thing.
No, it was a financial.
The menu change was a financial thing. We have 5 components down to 4, down to 3, down to 2 components. And then, everybody's, you get Luca in there to help stage. Before that, we had the people coming in from Ever. And we were finally like, okay, now he can cook and now he's not stressed out.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if we go back and watch those, if that's not what we were seeing, wasn't him not being stressed out and he can focus on cooking, but rather the pressure that he thrived on. Or
see, I don't know, because remember, he was still going into his book and he was still drawing dishes and he was still working on stuff. So was he doing that in spite of hate?
I just think maybe when they brought on the other team from Ever, and maybe when Luca shows up and maybe it starts running smooth, maybe that pressure that he thrived off of a little, or he thinks he needed was. And I'm not saying like this is 100% how I'm interpreting. It was just like I'm going back and wondering, are there signs that we missed? And maybe those were the signs that we missed. We interpreted him as he's being calm. He can focus on preparing food versus like, hey, the pressure's not here. I'm losing the passion.
I'm with you, Diamond Dave. I think it's open. I think people will be very divided one way or the other. And I don't fault anybody one way or the other.
100%.
No, yeah. And I'm kind of wondering. I think, again, right now in here, this season particularly, I'm curious because we've seen I'm going to use 3x1 as the reference here. We saw when he was in the fields, he was smiling, in some other things too. Now, I'm not saying you have to enjoy every single aspect of your job. That's not what I'm saying at all. But he did have some kind of enjoyment, right? So for him to full out say that he just doesn't enjoy it anymore, now that's fair because that was then, this is now. I think we've all experienced, hey, I love it right now. And then as the years go, it's just like, man, I'm in this deep now. It's just not what it was before. And if I can't perform or feel at this level, then what am I doing? Working or doing whatever the hobby is, the job is, whatever it is, right? Because I know we've all been there at some point with something. And I think that's where Carmy is at now, because if we were to go back and really listen to when he was talking to Mike, there's one way where he only, like Sid wanted it with Carmy. Carmy wanted it with Mike. Mike's not there. Yeah. Now, it's tricky, right? Because I have to kind of see how season 5 plays out and how they write it to really.
God, I wonder if it wouldn't be good for
go
Carmy
with one of these routes here.
Yeah. I wonder.
I feel like I'm Carmy right now. I don't know which.
If it wouldn't be good for him to have hey, 2 days a week, I'm just going to work at the beef. I go back to the movie The Menu a lot, where Ralph Fiennes' character was like, he got so tired of it. And when he just was able to make a cheeseburger for somebody and food that he knew was going to make Anya Taylor-Joy's character happy, like he just wanted to make food that made people happy. Like that was almost like healing for him. And I'm wondering if we don't get some sort of storyline like that with Carmy. Because, like, not to be Debbie Downer here, but if he's going to step away from cooking and somebody that's what he's done for a very extended period of time, and he's in New York, like
Chicago,
or excuse me, Chicago, like you have to, like, you got to find a job,
right?
Like you got to work, and look, the skills of being a chef, those are a very specific set of skills that you can't take into a lot of other career fields. Now, that being said, if him and Claire, go wherever, she's an ER doctor, just finished her residency. So maybe some financial leniency there.
Okay, you just rang it in my head too. Like, look at how many, we'll use Michael Jordan, right? Just in my opinion, now I know folks won't agree with me on this, but number one basketball player of all time, at least for me. So he hit a point. Fuck it, I'm done. Now, there was a lot of personal things, right? But Carmy has a lot of personal things too.
Very much.
That's taking him out of it. So I got to imagine, though, that after some time passes, right, where he's really not around it as much, maybe we've seen it with pro wrestling too with some guys and women where, fuck it, I'm done. But then 6 months goes by, some wounds maybe heal. Of course, money talks too, but some wounds heal. Yeah. Then it's like, all right, I'm back. Even CM Punk's one of those guys. Mm-hmm. No way should he be back with the way he talked about leaving, right?
Yeah.
So it may be where, and I'm not saying that's Carmy, but he's in that ballpark.
Well, and it's not like he's going to lose his skill set either. He's not going to lose his skills. Like if he wants to take a year off from cooking and comes back, like, oh, I forgot how to make this. I forgot how to
repetition.
It'd be like riding a bike. Mm-hmm. So,
but again, for me, this episode was great. I'm with you, Dave. This is just, they didn't say it here, but this is to be continued, right? In a sense, because now we're going to go into season 5. I can't imagine that we get a season 6. I think season 5 is probably their sweet spot now. They're going to give us whatever they're going to give us, and then that will be.
That is the one thing I will say about this. Look, I am this show, and it's so wild because if you would have told me, it's a show about a kitchen and it's
labeled comedy. It's not.
Yeah.
It's so far
in this of anything you watch on this channel, as far as TV goes. They're going to put out so much stuff that's going to hit you so hard that is going to be so relatable to you. The show about this restaurant, like I'd have been like, no way. This show is, again, aside from a few movies, this has hit so close to home in so many different ways. And I would be sorely disappointed in this show if they pulled this is going to be it. And then like, oh, surprise. Never mind. Surprise. Like, don't play with us like that. Like, hey, if you're going to, and look, and I get there's a lot of factors. Are the actors are going to come back? Like, look, maybe if Jeremy Allen White said, guys, kind of mirroring the show, like, guys, I got other projects I got to work on. I don't want to do the Bear anymore.
Yep.
Look, maybe the other actors and actresses like, hey, can you tell a story with us? And I get that they would want to come back. But for me, it's like, I agree, Dave. I think 5, maybe 6. But like when it's going to come to an end it and let it be
on a high note.
Yeah.
Yep. So
on a note, just
I'm just so impressed with how many episodes that I know we've mentioned it multiple times have just hit home, and it feels a little too real, and that's the point, right? So I do appreciate that the Bear is able to give us that and still be able to do what they're doing. The show's arcs with Ibra, I mean, that's another, question mark there right now. Tina, her journey, we didn't really get to see it in motion during the service here tonight, but I'm sure she crushed it. We got Marcus. Now, they left us off on a pretty good last note in the last episode with the, the mentioning that he's getting in Food and Wine.
Yep.
With the facts, we got enough facts, right? It was time to focus a little bit on the last 2 episodes with our chefs here. We got the beautiful wrap up, pretty much. Not a wrap up, but mending of the fence with Carmy and Donna, which was much needed.
Yep.
And now you got everything in here. Like, this whole season was big for me because we finally got to see those changes. Now, if you were upset with season 3, but you said, hey, this is what we were looking for, and you had to wait that long, and you had that sour taste in your mouth, hey, I would get it because we got to binge it.
Yeah.
But I still didn't have that. I had enjoyed season 3 as well. So for this one, season 4 gets a 4. I'm really looking forward to seeing what season 5 is going to bring us. I can't wait to see what storylines they come up with that feel too goddamn real to us again, and you, to see where our characters are going to go. Are we going to pick right up from here? Or are we going to get a tiny little time jump? And we're back with Computer and Jimmy. Is Nat or Suge? I'm sure she's telling those guys now, hey, just so you know, we got a lot more good than fucked.
Yeah.
So just what a ride season 4 has been. Loved every second of it. And I did enjoy this season finale, regardless of my tiny little nitpicks there.
Yeah. So for me, so many relatable episodes, like you said, pretty much said everything in my review. This is a 4.75 for me. Didn't love the finale. That's why it loses points. Otherwise, it would have been a 5 like all the other ones, because everything else about the show is great. Like I said, to me, sticking the landing is critical, whether or not it's a true season finale in the normal terms we think of. Either way, 4.75 for me.
Yeah, this one's a 5 for me, guys. You know, when we look at everything that we're watching right now, we're watching anime, we're watching K-dramas, we're watching action, adventure, mystery, crime solving. We're watching all this stuff, and it's very enjoyable, and I love what we do. But again, there's very few shows that are written in such a manner and acted that really hit home like this does and feel relatable like this does. So it's just on a different level for me as far as a viewing experience. And I can't imagine a show being crafted better than The Bear in what it is. And so for me, it's a 5. And again, brilliant writing, brilliant performances, the videography, the way they do camera shots, like the
everyone
music
behind the camera.
I mean, look, hey guys, alone, if you would have said by the end of season 4, all right, I'm willing to hear some. Guys, I downloaded a song with Eddie Vedder on my iTunes. If that's not that's not
Progress,
a life change,
folks.
that's not a life changing experience.
Loving the 90s alternative before you know it.
Yeah, real quick, like to pick up where Oak was going on. Everyone behind the camera, fantastic job yet again. And I'm you'll never see this, but I am still wondering if I can pitch anyone just one season of 13 episodes with Mike and the crew getting a little backstory. I'm sure Jon Bernthal would be down. Just figure out the money, figure out the time. I'm sure you all got some time.
Original beef show.
13 episodes. You give your take, I'm sure you guys could figure that out anyway with the brilliant writing you guys do. But phenomenal job with everyone on camera, off camera, home run show. I mean, the awards you guys say it all anyway. So
yeah. All right, folks. Well, thank you for taking this journey with us.
We have
with
to
the
wait.
Bear.
Now we
wait for season
We have to
5,
wait.
and we will all be waiting there, right there with you. So for Diamond Dave Damone, that's the Appleton Oak. I'm Mason Quinn. This is Bad Medicine. That was the Bear. Let's see you back here for season 5.